Hello everyone, happy February 18th. Today is Wednesday. Our highlight for today is Kim Godwin. Kim Godwin is the president of ABC News, and she is the first African American to serve as president of a news network. Let's get into what we're talking about today, storytelling. Many of us have stories to tell, but just don't know how to tell it and keep people engaged while we're telling it. So how are we gonna tell a great story? My number one tip is to start in the middle. Start with the dramatic, start with the drama. You want to grab the people's attention. And you can always go back to the beginning and talk about what happened in the beginning. But once you have people's attention, you've got their attention. And you can keep their attention by how you tell it going forward. The next thing we're going to do, make sure you're using emotion. You want your audience to have an emotional connection to what you're saying. Whether it's you want them to be fired up about what it is you're saying, or you want them to feel maybe a sadness or something to get them to connect with the character in your story and with the story in general. Next, you are going to bring your story to life. How do you do that? Details. You want your audience to feel like they're there, like they were there when it happened. What do they hear? What do they see? What do they feel? You want to make sure you're not giving excessive detail and unnecessary details, because it can get to a point where you're saying so many details that you've lost your audience. You don't want to give stuff that doesn't matter to the story. This is especially for my anecdotes. If you're giving an anecdote, what is the struggle that you want your audience to connect with your character? With the story that you're telling, what is the struggle? If it's a personal story, what struggle do you want the audience to connect to in the story? You want to make sure that we're actually ending our story. Don't leave people off on a cliffhanger unless you plan on coming back and finishing it. My very last tip is don't try to make your story better than somebody else's. That kind of messes up the flow of your story, and it comes off as you're trying too hard. It does not work. Just tell your story as is. Tell your story. Tell what it is. If you structure your story well, it will sell. People will listen. If you are trying to make it better than somebody else's, so you're saying this and you're adding extra where your story didn't need all of that, it makes your story actually worse. Just like in track, and I reference track a lot, I've realized. But in track, when you run your race, you're not going to jump in somebody else's lane. Especially in the 100-meter dash, you're not going to jump in somebody else's lane while you're running. You're going to stay in your lane. So stay in your lane, tell your story, and don't try to tell somebody else's or make yours better than somebody else's. Just do it how you do it. Because the story that you have is different from theirs. It's unique, and we need unique stories. We need unique storytelling. That's all I have for you today. I will see you tomorrow for more tips.